speaking, reading, and writing with the AI. I'm doing online language exchange by using AI to make reference or using Google Document specifically and tools of voice typing. So, and like this, I speak at the same time, the Google document voice typing write for me as well. Then shortly, I speak about a topic and then the Google document, the tool of voice typing and write down at the same time. It's very unique and then it's very fast and then I don't have to write down to make content, just only speak about a topic. Then after talking, and then you know that I also it recommended at the same time I using Zoom when I do online language exchange, we are doing as well to make content by recording it. It's also effective sometimes in public or sometimes in private. It doesn't matter about and then if we don't want to public and only the private we can use it in this context. Now, I'll talk about speaking, reading, and writing with the AI. It's very useful. And then here, when we study, and then let's compare. For example, I'm Korean, who speak Korean, and also I've been learning English for many years. So, and then I can speak English as a foreign languages, just about a little high level, but maybe the advanced, the first step, I can communicate with but listening a little bit okay, but I need to practice more. But English is not my target language. My target language is Vietnamese. And then I study Vietnamese, and then then I study Vietnamese, and then Vietnamese, and then very difficult. Mm. My target language is Vietnamese, and then the Vietnamese is very difficult in terms of the pronunciation. So, and then I also make content about language exchange program, and then using Korean, English, and Vietnamese. After reading subtitle of Korean and English, I can build up a little Vietnamese vocabulary, and then I can talk about Vietnamese presentation slowly. And I can compare about that reading and speaking and reading. When I speak Vietnamese, and then my level is intermediate, the first step of intermediate. Then and so I cannot speak fluently. I cannot speak fast in Vietnamese. So and then I really slow and make sentence. Sentence is not perfect. And even I use my voice to make sentences using voice typing. Then and my pronunciation is also not good. So and then actually the sentence is not correct, and then it's totally funny, totally different one, and then not good. After doing that, and then at the same pattern, I use AI to get fruit lead version. I can use AI to get fruit lead version. So and then the fruit lead version is good and in grammatically. And then so we can use that. I can read it. I can read the contents in Vietnamese as well. So as same as Korean and English and Vietnamese, same the pattern. Then once it's important thing is about the speaking and reading. If I read correctly in pronunciation, then I can speak correctly. It means when I read Vietnamese, and my pronunciation is not correct because I need practice, and then also the Vietnamese pronunciation is very difficult in terms of other languages. I think so. And then I have to improve my pronunciation in Vietnamese. So, and then one way is to that speaking and compare to speaking and reading Vietnamese. And then maybe the speaking is much more difficult than reading. And also reading is faster than speaking because reading, and then I can read with the word and sentence. It means I don't have to figure out, I don't have to think about what word I use. Just read it. It's simple. And only check out the pronunciation, even though I can check out in my idea, and then I try to speak, read the pronunciation correctly, then but when I check out the subtitle, when I listen again after recording that, and then the pronunciation is not good. That is the practice. So I should improve this. And then using the speaking, reading, and writing with AI is very useful. And but lots of challenge about using this. Lots of challenging about using this. Lots of challenge about using this speaking and reading or writing with AI. And then I tried to that. Maybe when I lead, when I speak, and then the correct 20% correct in pronunciation, and then 40% in reading, the pronunciation is okay. Then and so I need to improve and to um, speak correctly. To get a good pronunciation, I need much more effort. And then here I talk about, so with the AI, I can use some speaking, reading, and writing at the same time. So and then here two things about the speed. When I speak Vietnamese and then I speak slowly, those I am the beginner level in intermediate. And when I read it, I can read it a little faster than speaking, but the pronunciation still is not good. Even I try to read it correctly in pronunciation, but in the end, when I check out after a recording, and then and I listen it again, the pronunciation is not good. Another way. So and then, but knowing about what pronunciation of mine and is incorrect in many ways, and then I figure out which words is very difficult in Vietnamese, and then which words I correct. So and then I figure out, and then step little by little I compiled up, and then in my pronunciation, and so I can improve my pronunciation in Vietnamese. So using this good tool of AI is very unique, and also I can do that. Hopefully, I can improve. And now and then, I try to make language exchange program by using AI, and then in many ways, and then there's something good using combined of something. For example, the shots also are useful tools to intensive listening, to get an intensive listening, and then trying to improve the pronunciation, hopefully, and then I would like to improve my Vietnamese speaking skill and in pronunciation. Okay, now I talk about it, and then one, two, three, four, pages, yeah, about I go for AI and then this AI and uh, okay, and then make content of mm, in English and then much more content about it. It remembers the pattern of what I'm doing unit. Um, and then I can go back, open my contents, and go, and I can read it in English. Speaking English, reading in English, reading is faster than speaking as well. Um, Here is a quickly and organized version of your writing with a clearer structure and natural English flow. This can serve as a content draft for blog and presentation or video script about how you use AI for speaking, reading, and writing. Speaking, reading, and writing with AI. I'm currently studying Vietnamese by doing online language exchanges using AI tools like Google Doc and voice typing to support my learning. This method allows me to speak while Google Doc transcribes in my voice in real time. It's a fast and efficient way to create content without manually typing. I simply talk about a topic and the AI write down as I speak. This makes content creation much easier. When I do language exchange on Zoom, I also record the session. If we don't want to make the recording public, we keep that private. Still, they serve as a great resource for reviewing and learning. Why AI helped me learn language. Let me share how I use AI across the three areas: speaking, reading, and writing. As a Korean speaker who has learned English for many years, I can communicate in English relatively well, not perfectly, but at a conversational level. English is not my target language now. I'm currently focused on Vietnamese, which is especially challenging because of its pronunciation. To support my Vietnamese learning, I often use Korean and English subtitles while studying. After reading the subtitle and learning new vocabulary, I practice speaking slowly in Vietnamese. At this stage, I'm at the early intermediate level, so I can't speak fluently or quickly yet, speaking in versus reading in Vietnamese. And when I speak Vietnamese using voice typing, my pronunciation is often off, and AI sometimes recognize completely different words. But interestingly, when I read it or text it when I'm receiving those my pronunciation, it's still not perfect. It tends to be a bit more accurate than when I speak it fully. This is because when I read it, I don't have to think about what words to use. I just focus on pronunciation what's already written that helps to reduce the mental load and lets me focus on pronunciation. To give you a rough idea of my pronunciation accuracy, when speaking might be around 20%, when reading aloud, it goes up to 40%. So even though it's still not perfect, reading helps me build the pronunciation accuracy step by step, while reading is faster than speaking. Another key difference is speed. When I speak freely in Vietnamese, I speak slowly because I have two search for word and view sentence. But when I read, I can go a bit faster since the words are already there. That's why I think reading can be a good bridge to improve the both speed and pronunciation. Once I become more confident in reading, my speaking will also improve naturally. Using AI to improve pronunciation. One of the biggest challenges of pronunciation Vietnamese is a tonal language, which makes it harder compared to Korean or English. But with AI, I can record my speech, check how accurately voice typing understand me, compare subtitle with my voice, identify which words I pronounce correctly, which I don't. This feedback loop helps me understand where my pronunciation problems are, and I can keep the practicing those specific words or sounds. The big picture as AI as a language partner, by using AI for speaking, reading, and writing, I can speak and then have it typed automatically in Google Doc, use AI to correct and rewrite my writing, read the corrected content out loud for pronunciation practice, compare speaking and reading speed and accuracy, improve gradually by reviewing and trying again. Eventually, I want to build a language change program that includes AI too. Intensive listening practice and pronunciation training. I believe that combining these two will really help me not just improve the speaking skills in Vietnamese. The end. Okay.